2011, my 12-year-old daughter Celeste was diagnosed with a very rare form of brain tumor called pineoblastoma. 500 miles away in New Jersey, there was another 12-year-old girl diagnosed with the exact same rare tumor, and it was the same month. Both girls were put through the same treatment plan. It's called a protocol. They had to do radiation, about 30 rounds of radiation, and then it was chemotherapy. And we were told it would be 4 to 6 months that they would be in hospital through high-dose chemotherapy and stem cell rescue. Not nice stuff. They both had 2 brain surgeries as well. Celeste had her treatments at London, Ontario, and at Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto, and Haley had her treatments at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, what we call CHOP. There's 2 things that I learned about cancer. 1, cancer is simply annoying cells that are in the wrong place. They're growing where they're not supposed to be growing. And second, the biggest weapon our medical field has at the moment to deal with those cells is to put various poisons into the body and then hope that you can kill those stupid cells before you kill the patient. So in order to win against cancer, you have to have a strong patient. That became our biggest goal. We wanted to make sure that our 2 daughters were strong enough to fight and to fight for their lives. We did everything that we could to help them. We asked people from all around the world, and I'm talking thousands of people, to pray and fast, to put positive thoughts and energy in supporting our girls. We needed our girls to know how much they were loved and how much people were supporting them. We painted their windows in their hospital rooms with incredible notes saying, "Celeste, you're awesome," and "Haley, you're terrific," letting them know that they could do this, that they could fight. We put little sticky notes all around their hospital rooms. Everyone who was thinking about them, praying for them, sending well wishes, we covered their rooms to the point that the nurses came in on a daily basis and going, "What is this stuff?" They were amazed by how many people were supporting these girls. Haley in her room, she had a map of people who were praying for her all around the world. But still, even with all that, cancer can be one of the loneliest things to endure. Treatments and feeling yucky kept the girls away from their friends, from fun activities, and of course school. But it was during that time that I realized that Celeste needed to know she wasn't alone. And I'm going to share with you a note that I posted on Facebook to all of the people who were supporting us. This was New Year's in 2012. Happy New Year, everyone. We are so very thankful for all the support our family has received throughout 2012. It was a long year, and Celeste has done incredibly well. She has been feeling quite tired this month, and we're reminded of the necessity to redouble our efforts to keep Celeste in our prayers. Celeste has been such a trooper over the last 2 years that we've been reminded that she isn't completely out of the woods yet. It is such a long haul, a real marathon of a feat to overcome. This is an Olympic feat, and like any athlete who goes to the Olympics, they don't do it alone. They have a whole country behind them, supporting them. Celeste needs to know that she is not alone. She feels very alone. So few people understand exactly what she is going through, and they find it hard to approach her at school and at church and at activities. She really needs to know that we support her and love her, and she needs our prayers more than ever as she's tiring from the effort she has put into healing these last 2 years. She needs to be reminded of how strong she is and how far she's come, and we are supporting her to victory. When our friends and family members have cancer, they have to know that we have their back, that will support them all the way. Every day they are fighting for their lives. They are our heroes. we can be cheerleading them on. For a cancer patient, that fight can be for years. We mustn't give up on them. Haley's been fighting her tumors for 3.5 years now. She's doing incredibly well. Her last MRI this week came up as no evidence of disease, completely clear. But she can't put it behind her yet. She still has to fight to stay strong so that she can keep going. We never know who is going to win or lose a battle, but we can celebrate these warriors either way. Celeste's cancer became terminal in 2013. And when we were told that she only had days or weeks left to live, we focused on rallying behind her. Her school hosted a tie day. Every student in her high school came to school wearing a tie to say we support Celeste. There was, I believe, 1,500 students. It was an incredible photo. One of the things that I did was I sat down with Celeste and we made a bucket list. And I said to her, if you could do anything in the world, if you could meet anyone, if you could go anywhere, do anything, what would you want to do? And she said, I want to meet Robin Williams, Anne Hathaway, Celine Dion, the cast of Doctor Who. So we told everyone, and that became our biggest goal, was to help make her wishes come true. So David Tennant called from London, England, and it was the coolest phone call. When he called, Celeste's stepmom picked up the phone and he said, may I speak to Celeste Templeman, please? And she said, well, may I ask who's calling? This strange man is calling. He goes, it's David Tennant. She goes, oh my goodness, it is! So we hand Celeste the phone and we're hanging out in the hallway listening and we're jumping up and down and squealing. It was so exciting. Well, it was one thing after another. People made phone calls, they bombarded Hollywood, and at the end of the week, Anne Hathaway Skyped with Celeste. And it was the coolest call for her, because they got along so well. She called Celeste her new best friend. And when her younger brother came into the room and saw Anne Hathaway on the screen, he's like, well, how do we know you are who you say you are? She said, well, what do you want me to do? How can I prove to you that I am? And he said, well, you can sing to us. And she's like, what? So we said, can you sing Somebody to Love that she sang in Ella Enchanted? And she did. It was awesome. She called back a few weeks later and spoke to Celeste again. It was incredible. Robin Williams Skyped with her twice. They had 2 15-minute calls. And he wanted to make sure that he called back a second time because he had told her about his animals and stuff at home. And he wanted to show her the view from his place in San Francisco. And it was incredible. He even barked like a seal for us. It was really Robin Williams. She had a phone call from Celine Dion and she dedicated that evening's performance to Celeste. All of those things to make her life just a little happier. So now it's up to you to think about what you can do to support those around you with cancer. It can be simply little everyday things that you know that will show them how much you care and you support them in their fight no matter what. And no matter how down and dirty and tiring the battle gets, you've got to make sure you've got their back. We need to support all of those people around us. If you know them at a distance, still let them know you care and you're supporting them. They need to know they're not doing it alone. And thank you for all that you do in showing your support today. Thank you very much.